This is breaking news.
Michael Jackson's surprising gesture to pop star behind scenes of We Are the World 1980s hitmaker Kim Carnes, singer behind Bette Davis Eyes, opens up about the king of pop's behavior at the recording of We Are the World, the charity single that raised millions for humanitarian aid. It's been 40 years since a supergroup of America's biggest stars came together in a Los Angeles studio to record We Are the World, the fastest-selling US pop single in history. Inspired by Band Aid's festive release, Do They Know It's Christmas? In the UK in December 1984, musician and activist Harry Belafonte formed USA for Africa. And the quadruple-platinum single, written by Michael Jackson and Lionel Richie and produced by Quincy Jones and Michael Omartian, raised more than $80 million for humanitarian aid in Africa and the US. Alongside legends like Bob Dylan, Diana Ross, Ray Charles, Tina Turner, Bruce Springsteen, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder and Paul Simon was Kim Carnes, who is best known for her 1981 single Bette Davis Eyes, which topped the US Billboard Hot 100 for 9 consecutive weeks and was #1 in 21 countries. Standing next to Michael Jackson, who only finished writing We Are the World the night before the recording, Kim, now 79, remembers holding his hand. She says Michael Jackson and I were able to have some conversations and that I found to be pretty incredible. He was so shy and kind and, of course, an amazing artist. She says the conversations were nothing deep, adding, "Just love your work, blah blah blah. Nothing earth-shattering. But he was very kind and shy. I remember thinking, he's so kind." In contrast, Cyndi Lauper, who she sang with, went for it full throttle. "I just thought, she's doing her own spin on the part she was singing, her own take on it, and that's to be admired," says Kim. Topping the charts around the world when it was released on March 7, 1985, Kim remembers Bob Geldof popping in during recording, which took place between Jan 21 and 29, to speak to them all, saying, "We said hello and talked a little." But her overriding memory of recording is of the single being a true collaboration, a great leveler, with no one vying for special attention or trying to outshine anyone else. She says of the experience, "I felt very fortunate. It was incredible. I didn't see any egos. Nobody was an asterisk hole. People were just supportive and happy to be there. I loved every second. I'd never met Bob Dylan before, and I'm a huge fan, so I was thrilled to just be in the same room as him." Quincy Jones arranged for us all to have the sheet music and lyrics of We Are the World, and during a break in the recording, everybody signed each other's. I still have to get mine framed. A Grammy Award-winning artist, Kim, who has duetted with Barbra Streisand, Neil Diamond, and Kenny Rogers, who she also wrote songs for alongside her husband David Ellingson, has enjoyed a stellar career as a singer and songwriter. Still working and hoping to produce a 14th studio album, 21 years after her last one, Chasin' Wild Trains, speaking from her home in Nashville, where she moved to from LA in 1994. Her CV reads like a who's who of rock music. Her first publishing deals saw her sharing demo recording time with future members of the Eagles, Don Henley and Glenn Frey. And in the early 1970s, she and Ellingson, who she's been married to for 58 years, co-wrote songs with and opened on stage for David Cassidy, who was then a global teen idol. "We were with David for 3 years. We went all over the world with him," she says. "We became really close friends with him. He was so incredibly famous that he couldn't go out anywhere, so I'm glad our house was a safe haven for him, as he needed it. He didn't want to be a teen idol, and the songs he sang were not his taste in music. He liked Led Zeppelin, Neil Young, CSNY, and that was frustrating for him. He was a great guy, and he loved to laugh." She is glad she didn't get to see Cassidy descend into alcoholism. "We didn't hang out with David once his life took that turn," she says. We have nothing but wonderful memories of him. A hitmaker for Kenny Rogers with her composition, Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer in 1980. Her own single Bette Davis Eyes and her album Mistaken Identity were next to become chart toppers the following year.